So it is July 1st, and it's pretty much the middle of the year. I looked up on Google and it says July 2nd is mid-year point. Either way, it's mid-year, and I took a second to just reflect on how I have been doing financially, and I want to share what has been going well, what's not been going so well, what my goals are for the remainder of the year, and the steps I'm going to take to get to those goals. So first up, what's been going well? So at the beginning of the year, I set up some automations so that my paycheck would be divvied up amongst various accounts and that my bills would be paid automatically. There's only 2 bills that are not paid automatically, and that's just because I actually like paying them, and that's my charity giving and the credit card payment, additional credit card payment. Those I do manually, but everything else is set up automatic, so I don't even think about it. As a result, no late payments, no issues with my credit report. Everything looks great there. My credit score is continuing to increase, and I have been paying down my credit card and saving for emergency as well as retirement consistently throughout the whole year. So that's what's been going well. What's not been going so well is there has been a lot of room for error with my groceries and my fund money because of the limited amount that I give myself. For instance, last month, I had gone through the grocery budget and I think it was one visit, and I didn't even really get anything. And I remember the whole house was not happy with me because we didn't really have the groceries we needed. But it was just because the budget I had was like so small, and it was like a lot of like celebratory things that were going on, and I wanted to celebrate. And so celebration means to me fun drinks and like treats and things like that. So I got more of that stuff than the actual groceries that we needed. My bad. Won't do that anymore. But I've noticed if I'm not really super intentional with my grocery budget, I can blow through it easily. I think anybody can. But my grocery budget is a little less than $800 for the whole month for a family of 4. So it's not a little, but it's not like a whole lot. So I definitely have to be paying attention versus before I could spend thousands of dollars on groceries, which is crazy when I think about it. But anyways, moving on to my goals for the remainder of the year. My big goal for this year is to pay off the credit card that I had. So I had racked up, I think it went all the way, the balance was all the way up to $16,000 at the beginning of this year. $16,000, I've been able to bring it down to $8,000. So as of right now, the balance is $8,138.65. My goal is to have that completely paid off by the end of the year. I also want to stay consistent with saving and investing. I have almost reached my level 1 goal for my emergency savings. So I have 3 levels to my goal. I have like my bare minimum emergency savings goal, 3 months of savings, and then 6 months. So I'm almost at my bare minimum goal, and I want to keep that going. And then investing, I have been proud of myself because I've been doing that here too as well. And then last goal that I want to complete by the end of the year is to read 3 more personal finance books. So I've read a handful. I read Vivian Tu, A Well-Endowed, Ramit Sethi's I'll Teach You to Be Rich. I read Psychology of Money, Automatic Millionaire, and Simple Path to Wealth. So those are the 5 books that I read earlier this year. I want to read 3 more. What books they are, I'm not sure. I'll definitely come back and let you know what those books are. So what steps am I going to take to actually reach those goals? I have already increased my retirement contribution at my 9-to-5 job from 6% to 10%, and then my TSP contribution from 10 to 12%. That takes effect in July. And the reason why I did this is because I read The Automatic Millionaire, and I just saw like how easy it was to just increase it. And it makes such a big difference long term. And I know myself, if I like don't have it, then I'll figure out like how to make my life work without it. I think I did the math and it wasn't that much more out of my paycheck to go from 6 to 10 and then 10 to 12. So I was like, let me just go ahead and increase it. I'll probably thank myself later. So I did that. I have a rule for myself, at least just for this year, that any unexpected money, I will pay 70% towards debt and 30% towards savings. So that's how I'll divvy my money whenever I get anything unexpected. So I have budgeted and planned for my income from my 2 jobs, but I know there's going to be a couple of, they're unexpected, but expected. But either way, I'm treating them like they're unexpected, and that's how I'm going to use that money to pay off that credit card, the last little bit, the credit card, as well as get myself to my first level of my savings goal. I will also, I'm excited about this month in particular for July because it's a 3 pay period week. Of course, I'm excited because I'm going to get more money this week, but I'm excited because I learned from another creator that if you use those 3 pay period months, I said 3 pay period week, 3 pay period months, and treat them as if you only have 2 paychecks during that month and just use that additional paycheck to either pay off debt or to save, that you can make like significant progress. So my plan is that extra paycheck that I get in this month, I'm planning on using that to pay down some of the credit cards. So I'm excited about that because I think that's going to take it down a lot. So yeah, I'm super pumped about that one. And then I plan on getting an additional paycheck in August, and I will use that again to pay down the credit card. I'm going to work on keeping the groceries under control, like really getting what I need and not just going and having fun all the time. So I'm really going to pay attention to that. That's another step I'm taking for reaching my goals. And monitor bills that start increasing and find alternatives. The reason why I say this is because I've been using Rocket Money and it has been sending me alerts whenever a bill goes up. So for instance, I'm not picking on ADT, but I'm picking on them right now. I got an alert a few days ago from Rocket Money saying that my ADT bill had went from $90 to $95. It's already a lot, I think, personally. But I was just like, oh, thank you for letting me know because I was planning on finding something else. So I really want to pay attention to any time these bills start increasing and start finding alternatives instead of just like sitting there and just paying bills and making everybody else get more money while I'm not. And then last thing that I'm going to do to reach my goals is start a side hustle to make an additional $2,000. I know I already got 2 jobs. I know. But right now I'm in like beast mode. I really want to get this credit card debt paid off so that I can focus on my student loans in 2027. And then I also want to get my emergency savings back to where it was before. I really want to have my emergency savings at 3 months saved before I go super aggressive on my student loans. And the only way that I can do it is if I'm making more money. I've already maximized a lot of my bills and my fixed expenses. It's like not much more I can do to optimize things unless I start eating ramen noodles, which I refuse to do. So that just means that I have to make more money. So there's a couple of things that I have been looking into. I know I wanted to try out Poshmark and try and sell some clothes because I have some really nice dresses that I never wore for various reasons. I want to try to see if I can sell some things there and probably do some temp work too as well to get that extra $2,000, which I will use to, if I haven't already paid off the credit cards by the end of the year, I will use that towards my emergency savings. So those are my goals and the steps I'm going to take. What's been going well, what's not been going so well. I'm hoping that at the end of the year, I can come back and give you a progress report and let you know how things went. I am really hopeful that by the end of 2026, things are going to be looking a lot different than how it started. And I would have learned even more things that I'll be sharing here with you. So thanks so much for checking me out. And I'll see you in the next one.